Hello everyone, and today we're going to talk about postpartum weight loss, and I'm going to share with you the exact steps that I took which allowed me to return into my pre-pregnancy weight just in about 6 months, but in also a very gentle and stress-free way. I'm also going to share with you my number one diet tip which I have been following for many years and which allowed me to easily stay in shape without jumping on many different diets. So make sure to stay till the end. I want to start off by saying that both of my pregnancies were very different. For example, during the first one, I was working out almost till my delivery date. And in my second one, I had to stop working out due to some small complications. In the first one, I ate anything I wanted. And then the second one, I had gestational diabetes. So my diet was very strict, but both of my pregnancies were so different. However, after I delivered my babies, the steps that I took in order to get back in shape were exactly the same. So no matter what kind of pregnancy you've had or you're having right now, these steps will be working for you just as well. And the very first thing that I changed after I had the baby or both babies, I have reduced my portion sizes. See, when women are pregnant with a baby in their third trimester, it's estimated that the woman should consume about 500 to 600 calories more than she was consuming before she was pregnant to support fastly growing baby inside her tummy. But once we deliver the baby, we need to remember that this amount of food is not needed anymore. So I did that. I reduced my portion sizes and I started to also focus on, of course, on eating healthier. There's also a common misconception out there that we need to eat a lot more food if you're breastfeeding, but it's not really the case because the amount of breast milk doesn't really depend on the quantity of food that a woman is eating, but rather on its quality, and also most importantly, if the baby is able to latch well and drink all the milk. The next thing that I started to focus on in about 1 or 2 weeks postpartum is walking. Walking is very underestimated, but it's such a good exercise, especially during a time like postpartum. And that is because you can kill two birds at once. You can get some fresh air with your baby walking with a stroller and get additional steps, more activities, and of course, calories burnt. But not only that, you're also going to get your stamina back. For example, if you haven't been able to exercise during your pregnancy. So after I had my second baby, for example, I didn't have many places to walk to because I live in a mountain and located in a small cul-de-sac area. So I just would take a stroller and I would take lots of laps, and my baby was getting fresh air and I was getting a lot of steps. I really believe that walking for the first 4 to 6 weeks postpartum has really played a big role into my overall healing process and recovery. So once I reached about 4 or 6 weeks postpartum, which I had regular deliveries each time, and I got the clearance from my doctor to exercise, I slowly started to exercise, not because I had to, but just because that makes me feel better. And what I started to do is mainly first very light, very short, about 20-30 minutes body weight workouts. No jumping, no heavy weight, nothing that could put my body into a high stress, because actually getting stressed out even from workouts can potentially affect your milk supply. So that is something you don't want to do. What you want to do is start very gently. And if you don't know where to start with your working out, check out my program. I have a 1-week free trial which you can sign up here at the link below in my video. It is designed for everyone who is starting after a break, postpartum, and it is slowly designed to progress you, where can you build your strength. And my clients had an amazing success using this program as they were going through their own postpartum journey. So after about 2 or 3 months postpartum, as I've been walking, eating healthier, not skipping my meals, and slowly started including exercising into my regular routine, I lost almost all of my pregnancy weight, which I haven't gained a lot. I probably have gained about 30 pounds in both of my pregnancies. And so I lost about 20 pounds, but I still had about maybe 10 more pounds left. And what I would recommend for all the mamas who are trying to lose weight, but you are afraid that it's going to affect your meal supply, do not change your diet too drastically until you realize that your baby is latching very well, you're getting a good amount of milk, and your breastfeeding journey is really established. So when that came to my point, I realized, okay, I need to lose my last 10 pounds, and this is when I needed to adjust my diet a little bit more. So the number one thing that I did is that I cut down on all the sugar that I was consuming. Like if I was eating chocolates, condensed milk, that is my guilty pleasure. I love condensed milk. Like I'll put it on coffee. I just eat it with a spoon. So that had to go. And any of the pastries, I just had to take a break from sweets. And I knew this isn't forever, but in the meantime, this is something that I had to do. And number two thing, and this is the diet tip that I want to give to everyone, that if you're trying to lose weight and nothing is working, try this at least once. I removed all the carbs there's a very different point just for dinner. A lot of the people associate carbs as an enemy and they just try to remove it completely from their diet. I don't believe in that. We actually do need carbs in order to give us energy. So I would never remove them or bring it down close to zero. But what I would do, I would have a very good breakfast. I would have a good lunch. But when it would come to dinner, which I usually eat around 6 or 7 o'clock, I would focus on vegetables and protein. For example, I would have chicken and vegetables, baked vegetables, steamed vegetables, and I would have a steak or shrimp or salmon and salad and of course very light dressing. That would create a small calorie deficit that all I would need in order to slowly, gently lose the 10 pounds. And that happened in about probably next 2 months or so. Overall, the tip of not eating carbs for dinner, I believe this as a lifestyle and has been my lifestyle. But of course I deviate. Sometimes we'll go have good dinners out and I eat bread, and sometimes we eat tacos and tortillas. But most of the time I do try to focus on just having vegetables and protein for dinner, because dinners should be the lightest meal of the day, which is the opposite for most people. So after I did all the steps that I just shared with you in this video and I lost my pregnancy weight, I just started focusing on continuing to work out, getting stronger, working with heavier weights, and eating healthy. I know these tips might sound too easy and too good to be true, but truly it worked for me and it will work for you. So I hope you're going to try it.